I keep finding myself in this really weird predicament in my life where if I don't talk about how I'm feeling or what's going on with me physically, what's going on with me mentally, if I hold on to shit and I don't get it off my chest and I let it go and I say, well, I'll just deal with it, I'll just deal with it tomorrow or the next day, or I'll just let it go. I'm fine now. I don't feel too bad right now. Then it will kind of creep up and it will turn into this bigger pile of disastrous shit than what it was if I just said something about it. But lately, I have noticed, and I even know for myself, I don't have to see this in other people or see it on other platforms or from other people. I already know this, but all these videos that talk about meaningless stuff and everything being pointless and what's the meaning of life and I don't have nothing to live for and I'm depressed and I feel suicidal and all this. I see these places and these people and this isn't healthy either. So I find myself yet again torn between two realms, two worlds. It's on the one hand, I want to be as healthy as I can possibly be. I want to make sure that I am doing the best for myself so that I don't feel so bad, because there's days that I wake up and I feel horrible. I do not feel right. I don't know if maybe my mental state is causing some of that, but I know there's days where I wake up and I'm not as bad as other days. And then I say, well, I have to, not that I'm trying to, because that's the worst thing you can do is try and force yourself to do something that you don't really want to do. That makes things kind of worse, if you understand what I mean by that. And I find myself in this weird, strange place where I'm going back and forth from when I'm not feeling so bad, I am realizing that it can get a lot worse than what it is. So I attempt to show myself through words that, look, you know what can happen here. You've been through this before a million times. But talking about these kind of subjects that I've been talking about lately, I'll even admit, talking about this all the time, I mean every day, and just doing it over and over and over again, it has taught me things. I have learned things, and I'm cautious about certain things, and I let go of a lot of things. I'm accepting a lot of things, but at the same time, it's not healthy either, because then it's like, okay, well, now what? Now what is there for me to really do? Because I'm kind of calling all of this stuff out, and I'm putting it out there on Front Street how it really is. And then I feel like if I do something that I called out, or I get even damn near close to something that I said something about, then I'm going to feel like an ultimate hypocrite. But you know what? Here's the thing. I am accepting on here that I am a hypocrite and I contradict myself. I'm a hypocritical contrarian. That's what I am. It's not that I am trying to be this. It's not that I want to be this. And it's not even the fact that I am doing things that I speak about, or I'm not doing things. It's just this thing where it's very hard to describe. I don't want to give anyone a pep talk, and I really don't want to give myself a pep talk. But then, even though I don't want to do it, there are days where I kind of have to say, look, there has to be something that I am excited about. There has to be something that gives me a reason to get up every day and want to live life. Because if there's nothing there, then what am I doing? What am I doing here? I'm just a piece of meat that is eating, drinking water, and I know that is facts. I know that that is really what it is. I am a bag of bones and meat that has to eat, and I have to drink, and I have to do all these things. But I would just say for every one of us, if you have some form of craft, or you have some type of thing that you take pleasure in, that you like, that you enjoy, don't ever let anybody tell you that you should be doing it this way, or you shouldn't be doing it this way, or you should be doing it, or you shouldn't be doing it. You got to block them people out. You have to get far away from those types of people. Anybody who is going to tell me that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, or I should be doing something else rather than what I'm doing, I don't want to associate myself with anyone like that. And there's no reason for me to associate myself with people like that. See, here's what I would say for people like us. And this is not me giving advice. This is just what I know for people that may need this type of thing. All that you can do if you're somebody that is in this place where you're like, I don't have nothing to live for. I don't know what to do. I keep getting caught up in these situations in my life where I lost my zeal. There's nothing to, I feel like I can't talk to anybody. All those types of things. Then you need to find somehow, some way. This is not me preaching or forcing this upon you, but you have to find someone or some people that you can talk to that will understand you and listen to you. You know, it's you don't want to be around people that you're going to talk to and they're going to have an answer for you. These are the people that I find myself that I don't want to really be around. And I'm sorry to say this is most people. And I was just kind of going through my mind and writing notes down about socializing and how every one of us says that we have anxiety when we go into these social situations. No, here's how I see it. It's not even anxiety. It's just the fact that you know that you're going to go around people that are probably not fascinated with what you are or talking about what it is that you're going to talk about. So you're saying, what is the point of me coming in this social situation with these people that are probably just going to talk about a bunch of irrelevant things that I don't want to hear, I don't want nothing to do with, there's no reason to talk about it at all. So you're like, what's the point? There's no worth there for you. There's no value. There's nothing that is remotely interesting to you. So how I see it, like 98% of, and I even say 99%, I'm talking about most social situations are absolutely irrelevant. They are absolutely pointless. There's no reason to even do most of the things that we do. And I'll use an example, like when say that you work at a pizza shop and you're You go into the pizza shop every day, and every day you go into the pizza shop, the people there, you'll go, oh, hi, how are you? How's your day? All right. And then you say the same things every day. It's just this repetitive ball of, hi, how are you doing? Good morning. Hi, how are you doing? Good morning. It's like small talk. If that was a family that owned that shop, you would not hear them saying, hi, good morning, because they're so used to being around each other. They know that there's no reason to say all these extra words and stuff, and you're there to work, you're there to make pizza. You know, if you have something that you really need to say it. If not, then sit in silence. Or if you have something that you want to do or something you want to listen to, then do that. But all this small talk, it's why people, it's almost like we're forcing ourselves into these social situations. Like we feel like we are obligated to get into these socializing patterns, and it's bullshit. To me, it's absolute bullshit. If you don't want to socialize, you do not have to socialize. Don't listen to these people that say, you know, oh, well, don't you think that you have to get up and get out and socialize with others and, you know, talk with other people? Listen, I'm not saying to not go and talk with other people and socialize. I'm just saying when you're forcing it, then that means that you really don't want to do it. And like me, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to force myself to do it anymore. I'm just not going to do it. And for me, if I need to talk to somebody, then I will go to someone that will listen to me, like a therapist or a counselor or something that I can spew my guts out to where I know that I'm not going to be getting all these answers like, oh, you should or you shouldn't do this, or you need to or you need to not do this. I don't need to hear none of that stuff. See, this is why most of us, I think we cringe at things like this, because we don't feel as though we can really express ourselves. We don't feel as though we can just talk about whatever it is that we need to talk about. And then we're looking around, and then all that we see is this small talk going on. All that we see is these social situations of the same patterns every day, and it gets old. It gets so old, and that's all that it is. It's just, I get tired of hearing the same things every day. I get tired of the repeating patterns. I get tired of hearing the same words every day. Nothing has changed from yesterday. Nothing has changed. It isn't even yesterday. It's simply another moment in life. Nothing has changed. Just because you went to sleep and woke up, what do you think has changed? Nothing's changed. It's still the same thing. And this is what I mean. It's like so many of these things are completely irrelevant, and this is what is putting so much pressure on everybody and so many people, is because they think that they have to go do these things. They think that they have to get involved with something they don't want to get involved with, or they have to force themselves to do these things that they don't even really want to do. So why do them if you don't want to do it? Why do it if you don't want to do it? This is what I'm saying. And I'm not encouraging and I'm not discouraging anybody yet again. I'm not telling anybody don't go and socialize with people. I'm not telling anybody to do anything that it is that I'm saying on these videos. I am just simply venting what I think about it. And I don't know. I lost train of thought here. I wanted to get into something else, but I do these videos raw, and here I am. I'm losing train of thought a little bit, but whatever. It's just, I'm not gonna force myself to socialize anymore when I don't want to socialize. I'm just not going to do it. What is the point of me saying some words that mean nothing to me, that are pointless, that are irrelevant to anything? I have no fascination in it. I have no interest in talking about anything. I don't want to discuss anything. So what is the point of forcing myself to talk? Listen, this whole lingo with us having to socialize is bullshit. It's bullshit. We're just conditioned to socialize. That's all. We've been conditioned to think that we have to socialize with people. And this is really weird coming from me, and I know a lot of you are not going to understand this, but actually, silence is actually better than words sometimes. Most of us, though, we don't know how to be in silence. We don't know how to sit in a room for more than 10 minutes without our phones or without our computers or without someone distracting us or without something distracting us. And I say things like, find something to distract you, or find something to keep you busy so that you're not driving yourself crazy. But look, that's not always a solution for people. Silence is much needed in our lives. And this is what most people will tell you not to do. If you're sitting in a silent room and you're just sitting there, they'll go, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why are you sitting here in a silent room by yourself?" Because this is my peace. This is my serenity. This is my quiet time. This is for me to have clarity of my mind. This is so that I can empty my thoughts from all of your conditioned bullshit. That's kind of what I want to say. And this is what I wanted to say about being in a workplace. This is what I can't stand about going to a job with other people. Because this always happens all the time. Every single time I was at a job, this happens. I'll come in the first couple days and I might say, oh, hello, hi, or whatever, and whatever. But then it gets old and I don't want to do it anymore. And social people, they will take it as though you are awkward, or you're dissing them, or you're somehow doing something opposite from what they're doing. Like, you'll come in and you'll see them over there in a little group, and you'll look away and you'll walk by because you don't want to stop and talk to them. Because most people are just going to stop there and you're just going to be standing there looking at each other, not knowing anything to say, because there is nothing to say. So it's kind of like, if we could just learn to be around each other without really even saying anything sometimes. But who's going to do that? Who practices that kind of stuff? Who actually puts that into focus in their life, of being silent around people and things like that? And sometimes I even ask myself, why do I even keep doing these videos sometimes? There was a time where I didn't need to do this. I could do the same thing myself. I could sit in a room, I could sit there, and I could just be in silence. I didn't need to have the TV on. I didn't need to have a radio on. I didn't need to be playing music. I didn't need to be reading a book. Nothing at all. I would just literally sit there, and I would just listen to my breathing. I would listen to the sound of the room. I would listen to outside. I'd listen to the birds. I'd look out the window. I did not need to hear anybody even talking. And sometimes this is not needed for some people. Some people do not need to hear people talking all the time. And even me, I talk too much. I think I talk way too much, because the reason I do is because I'm by myself and there's no one else to talk to, and there's a lot of thoughts that build up in my mind without my control. So what I do is I come out here to release a lot of this stuff. At least give it a, I don't want to say trying or attempting. It has nothing to do with that. It's just releasing these thoughts from my mind, getting it off my chest so that I'm not thinking about it. Because like I said, I have intrusive thoughts. I have thoughts that come in my head that I don't even want there. They just come and they're there. And I don't know. I haven't found out a way to kind of, I don't know. It's weird. I haven't, and I'm not looking for a way. I'm accepting that I have this, you know. This is what I'm in the process of doing, is accepting the things that I don't want to accept, is accepting that, look, they're just thoughts, Nate. It's all it is, no matter what it is. It's just thoughts. And accepting the fact that I can't change a lot of things, that I'm powerless over a lot of things. Accepting is kind of like surrendering, is just saying, look, I give up. But I'm not giving in to life completely. I'm just giving up on all this conditioned shit that we've been conditioned to do. That's it. And when you give up on that, people look at you like, well, why are you sitting there by yourself quiet? This is the type of shit people say. Why are you so quiet? Because I'm quiet and I want to be quiet and I don't want to talk. See, it's people forcing their stuff upon you. They want you to be like them. They want you to think like them. They want you to act like them. They want you to respond like them. And everybody's always projecting. See, this is one of our main issues as human beings, and even I do it. We're always projecting our shit onto other people. If we would learn to reflect more upon our own shit, if we would learn how to reflect on the things that is going on with us and be honest with ourselves and just talk about it and get it out of us and not worry that other people are judging us. It's like, who gives a shit? And this is what I'm telling myself. I'm not even telling other people this. I tell myself this stuff. It's like, who gives a shit that somebody is thinking something about you? Who cares that they're going to call you a name, or they're going to say that, you know, oh, well, you should or you shouldn't be doing this, or why do you do what you do? And it's like, listen, there's a lot of people that they are in fear of doing what they're doing simply because they're worried about what another person will think about them. And that is absolutely nuts and crazy. And even my mind does little stupid shit sometimes where it's these thoughts come and are saying things like, oh, well, this person may be saying this about you, or this person may be thinking this about you. And it's just little dumb, stupid, petty shit that the brain and your thoughts do. And you have to realize that. Some people don't even realize that their thoughts and their brains are literally tricking them, because it can be tricked. And like I said, if there is something that you have a passion for in this life, if there's something that you like doing and you enjoy doing more than anything, do not ever let anybody, not even me, and what I say on these videos, but I'm not persuading anybody to be or not to be, to do or not to do, you should or you shouldn't. But if these people tell you this, never listen to these people, because all they're doing is they are projecting all of their stuff onto you. They are saying, well, I don't want you to do that. I don't know why you do this. Why do you keep doing that? How can you possibly like that thing? And most people, this is all they know how to do, is project shit upon other people. They don't know how to reflect anything back onto their own lives. And this is why I know when I get into these social situations, there's going to be hardly anybody that is reflecting on their self or reflecting on their own life and their own art and their own interests and talking about that. It's always going to be this projecting thing. Like, how are you today? Instead of saying, hey, yesterday, man, we went to the golf course and you wouldn't believe what happened. I hit this ball into the woods and then we seen this big bear. It's like you don't hardly ever hear anybody kind of discussing their life and what they're doing and how their day is. And you see what I'm saying? And this is what makes it so uncomfortable, because people are so scared. People are terrified to express themselves and to be themselves and to say what is on their mind. Or when they don't want to speak, they don't have to speak. We should be able to discern when somebody wants to be left alone. We should be able to discern when somebody says, look, I'm not in a good mood, so let me be. Let me clear my thoughts. We should be able to discern this stuff. And most of us, it's too bad, but we don't know how to even discern this. And then we just make the situations worse most of the time because we don't know what the other person is thinking or how they are going to respond, because we never did it to ourselves. We never reflected it onto ourselves. And I know that I go on tangents here. I know that I keep speaking and I keep talking and I keep doing this. But sometimes you have to keep reminding yourself that this is what's really going on. Like, this is really happening. This is life. A lot of the things that you and I think about, our thoughts, are completely irrelevant. A lot of the things that we're worried about, that we beat ourselves up over, that we stress about, is irrelevant situations that you don't even need to be a part of. Or if you are a part of them, then you don't have to be. It's like, it's so easy. Most people, yet again, like I said, we are conditioned to think that we need some of these things. We're conditioned to think that we either need or we don't need. We should be doing or we shouldn't be doing. We should socialize with these types of people or these types of people. We should be on this side or this side. We should be a Republican or a Democrat. We should be an atheist or a believer. We should be a scientist or a humanist. It's like we're so conditioned to think that we have to fit in somewhere that we cannot even be who we really are. And it's simply something to remind ourselves. That's all. It isn't something to drive yourself nuts over. You know, it's not something to drive yourself batty with, trying to figure these things out. There's nothing to figure out. It's simply to be able to discern things in your own life and to tell yourself, look, I had enough of this, so let me stop doing it, or let me do something different than what I'm doing. It's like, I know how it is to get stuck, people. I know what it means to be paralyzed. I know how it is to live in fear. I know what it is to be the ultimate hypocrite. I know what it is to contradict myself and say, oh, this thing keeps happening, but yet I'm the one that's causing it. Or something keeps happening and I can get away from it. It's just you don't make the move to do that. Some of us. And yet again, it all comes down to each person making a decision for themselves to do something so simple for themselves. But this little thing in our thoughts, this little thing called the brain, is convincing us that from what we've been conditioned by, not to do or to do. You should, you shouldn't. Why are you doing this? Why aren't you doing this? You know, there comes a time, like I said, I'm kind of blocking everything out, but I'm accepting everything at the same time. It's a very strange place. I really can't describe to you this headspace that I've been in lately. I'm accepting the inevitable, but at the same time, I'm kind of using escapism by doing these things. But let me tell you, and I'm going to end on this note. Escapism is a tool. It's not something to abuse. Because I know for me, escapism worked for a long time at one point. I was blocking everything out. I was blocking everyone out. I wasn't involving myself in anything. I was steering clear of all problems. I wouldn't get involved with things. And I realized me doing this, I was building up this pressure and this stress in me that I didn't even realize. Because I was abusing escapism. I was abusing my escape. And I wasn't facing anything in my life. And that's what I'm doing right now. I am making up for years of escaping and telling myself, just run away and keep running and running and running. And listen, there is a time to run. There is a time to get away. And there is a time where you don't even want to not do some of the things that you have to do, or you have to get away from your family for some reason, or you have to leave the people that you used to be around for some reason. And sometimes you have to run away, and people don't understand why you have to do that. But I know for me, I had to do it for a while, but I know lately some things have came up that I said, look, I can't run from this anymore. I have to face some of these things. And let me tell you, it has been really hard. I can't lie. But I'm glad that I did them. But then at the same time, I'm going through the process of like shedding this snake skin, of kind of letting it go and accepting it, and letting it go and accepting it. And to me, it's not an easy process, but that doesn't mean that it has to be hard for somebody else. I'm just different, you know. I go about things differently than the next person. It doesn't mean just because I say it's hard for me, or just because I say something has made me realize something, that doesn't mean that it's going to be the same for the next person. That doesn't mean what may help me to get on in life doesn't mean it's going to help you. You know, just because I take a certain medication that reacts to my body well, it doesn't mean it's going to react well to your body. Just because I eat bananas and watermelon and the things that I eat, that doesn't mean that that diet is going to be right for your gut. Now, I know fruits are healthy, but you know what I mean. Everything is just not, everybody has different allergic reactions, you know, and then we try to go by, here's what I'm going for to tell people. We think what works for someone else will work for us, or will, you know, what has made somebody else get through something or get past something will work for us. And it doesn't go like that most of the time. You know, you have to, I'm sorry to say, you have to figure out a lot of these things for yourself. You have to go through trials and tribulations, and you have to go through ups and downs, and you have to make a lot of errors and mistakes, and you have to fall and scrape your knee a bunch of times before you say, okay, well, I don't want to do that again. Or if something is going well, then you say, okay, well, that's what I want to do, but let me be aware that I'm not doing this thing too much, because that can backfire too. Like me with escapism, me escaping everything and just staying away from all the problems and avoiding everybody and all that. It's created more problems, kind of. Even though it was helping for a little, it created more problems. So if you're somebody that has discernment, this will help you along in life, is all I'm saying. If you can discern things better than other people and you know better, you know what can get you into the deepest of the deepest shit, and you know what can kind of bring you out of that, then you will be able to discern things better. So that's about all I got for tonight. I'm losing train of thought here, but that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about these social situations, and I don't even remember what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, because that's how I roll with these videos. I just go straight on, and I don't know why I do this. I really don't. I don't have any goal or agenda or any reason that I even do these. I just do them. I just come out here and talk just to talk, basically. It's kind of, I would say it's kind of like a nonsensical art. It doesn't even mean anything, you know? I wrote something in my notebook the other day, like, I would like to see somebody do art that is fascinating, but it doesn't have to mean anything. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be some type of agenda or going by some type of book or religion or belief system or anything like that. Like, why can't we just do art and music just to do it because we want to do it or we feel like doing it? It seems like we always have to make it about something that we've been conditioned by. It's like we can't just do it because we simply wanted to do it and then we put that out. And it didn't have to be about anything. It can just be what it is. But yet, like I said, everybody wants to throw a label to everything. Everybody wants to put a name or an agenda or some kind of movement or some kind of religion or practice or something to it, some type of work name or something. It's like, why can't we just let it be what it is? Simply just let it be. Like me, I'm just talking. That's all that I'm doing is talking. I'm just talking about nonsensical, irrelevant shit that is on my mind, that's in my thoughts, that came to my head in this life, and I'm simply talking about it. That's it. That's it. It doesn't have to be anything else. See, this is why so many of us are stressing ourselves out, and we're putting more strain and we're putting all this stuff on us because we think that it has to be about something. You know, we think that we have to be talking about a particular subject, or it has to be about a certain thing, or it has to pertain to a certain group of people, and it has to appease somebody. You know, that's what art is. It's simply flowetry. It's just you just letting things be. It's, you know, music is a groove. It's you moving to the rhythm and sounds. And that's it. But most of us, we want to put all these lyrics and all these these symbols and all these other things to it. And I'm not saying I have a problem with symbols and symbology. That's not what I mean. But what I'm saying is simply letting it be. And this is why I said, if you're somebody that is like, I don't know what to do anymore, I can't talk to anybody, I have no zeal for this life, I don't know where to go, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm tired of this, then you got to find something, that you have to find some craft that you're either into more than anything, and you get some kind of joy or peace or contentment, or you have to find people that understand and listen to you. That's all that I can say. I can't give advice. I can't give any human being advice out there. I am not an advice guy. I am not a counselor. I am not someone that tells you that you should or you shouldn't do something. If everybody could just listen to everybody, if we could just simply listen. But see, even people that want you to listen to them, sometimes they start trying to put their shit onto you. You know, you listen to them and then they go, oh, well, I need you to approve of what I do. I need you to give me credit for what I do. I need you to like me. I need you to tell me that I'm the best thing. I need you to tell me that my music is great music. I need you to tell me that my art is something that you really like. No, do it because you like it. Do it because you enjoy it. And if you don't, then don't do it. And be honest with yourself. Say, look, there's nothing that I'm interested in. There's nothing that I want to do. I'm not satisfied in my life. Keep being honest with yourself, and maybe, I'm saying maybe, I don't know, maybe something will break for you. Maybe you'll have some type of mental lapse, or something will just snap where you'll go, I'm done. I am done with this. I am through. I'm letting it go. I'm accepting it. I'm moving on. I'm done with this chapter. I'm burning that book. That's done. That's over with. And that's what I want to tell myself, is like, everything that I talked about before this, I'm burning the book. Woo! And it's on fire, and it's burned up, and it's blowing away with ashes. I don't want nothing to do with it anymore. It's the past. It's dead. It's dead words. It's dead forever. It's just like a picture that you take. When you take a picture, that picture is basically dead. That will never be that person again. This is why I do not keep pictures around me at all, because even memories are something for myself that I kind of don't even want, because they're already dead and gone. They will never be again. It's just us accepting what we don't want to accept, that it's over, that it'll never be again. Like this whole thing with memory lane, I understand people that want memories, that say, I look back on the good times. And I even have memories that I look back on, like the blizzards that I played in the snow, and certain Christmas gifts that my mom bought. You know, I look back at that stuff and I go, wow, that was a great time. But I know that it's over. And me having pictures around that were taken years and years ago, they're dead. They're gone. It's gone forever. You know, all that we have is the now, is right here where we're sitting, right here where we're laying, right here where we're on our chair looking at the computer screen, right here where we're on our phone, right here where we're listening through headphones, right here where we're in our kitchen making something to eat, right here where we're laying on the floor, wherever you're at. If you're in an airplane, if you're in a car, if you're in a bedroom, We're all in this game of life together. Yeah, we're not with each other. We're not right there associating with one another. We're not talking to one another, but basically we are. Because you're listening to what I'm saying, and I'm speaking, and I'm probably speaking for a lot of people. I'm not saying the exact same thing, but I'm probably speaking similar things, I would think. You know, because I know how people are. I know how we think. I know what we go through. I know the things we do to ourselves. I know the things that we think. I know our actions and how we are. I just know these things. You know, I'm a humanist. I know everything about humans. So anyway, if this can give some kind of, just for a time, I mean, if this can give some kind of peace or tranquility or awareness, anything, then hey, that's cool. And I gotta take it. Gotta take what I can get when I can get it. So with that, take care of yourselves. I will be taking care of myself in the meantime, even though I don't feel the best all the time. And there's some days that suck because I'm not feeling good. It doesn't suck because it's boring or there's nothing to do or I'm anxious to get in social situations and all this. No, it's just sometimes I don't feel good. That's why I say it sucks. You know, I'm 36 years old. I still have some living to do if I don't die, you know? So it's like, what can you do? You know, but what I'm saying is, don't let anybody tell you what you need to do or what you don't need to do or what you should do or what you shouldn't do, because all these types of people are doing, and they're just like me, they're just like you. It's just, it's so many people out in the world. They are projecting their things onto you, but they don't realize that they're doing that. Excuse me. They just don't realize that they're doing it. And this kind of lack of discernment is something that I could say I get angry, but it's just, I know that a lot of us, we're simply lacking knowledge sometimes. We're simply lacking the tools in order to get us by. And I swear to goodness, this is not a pep talk. It's just, sometimes you need just the littlest bit of something to get you on. You know, you just need a little smack on the ass or a tap on the shoulder or, hey, I understand. I'm listening to you. And it doesn't even have to be you listening to me. It's basically like people are speaking out there and I'm listening because I already know what people would say. You understand what I mean? So I am listening and understanding, and I am talking about that listening and understanding. That's basically what I'm doing. So please, don't ever think that I am preaching or giving you a pep talk or attempting to make you do something or not do something. That is never what I'm doing. I am simply laying out life. I'm simply saying words. I'm simply expressing my thoughts. I'm simply putting out life, because this is life. And I don't always leave from these videos. Very rarely, actually, I won't lie. I leave from these videos feeling rejuvenated, or like I accomplished something, or I got something from it, or oh, I'm so much better now, or everything is gonna be okay. There's very, very rarely times where I tell myself, wow, that really helped. Even though I know that it's doing something. You know what I'm saying? It's doing something, even though it's not a lot. I have to take what I can get right now. I have to take the littlest bit of contentment or joy or something that I'm thankful for. I have to take the littlest bit of that as much as I can. Because what else do I have at the end of the day? So that's just for me. I'm signing out. September 4th. I don't know if it's September 5th right now. It might be 12 o'clock, but I think it's September 4th, 2022. And take care. Till the next time. Later.